All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. Try my Lakers lost 4-0 to the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. Let's go ahead and look at the roster to rebuild. They have draft picks number 17 and 47. Free agents Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Lonnie Walker, D'Angelo Russell, cap flexibility. They have some, but it's going to be at the expense of their own free agents. Future draft assets, they can trade the 2029 pick, and they also can trade the 2030 pick. And they have the non-tax mid-level at 12.2 million and the 4.5 biannual vet minimum. And first things first, is LeBron going to play next year? I think yes, he's going to play next year. I think he was obviously frustrated. I think if you look at the situation, obviously he got swept. A situation where he played damn near the whole game except I think 4 seconds, and he was probably looking at it at a situation of just frustration and fatigue. Brian Windhorst talked about he doesn't see him retiring because of LeBron's plan to, play one more year, play with his son. Another thing that is LeBron's plan that Brian Windhorst did not mention was, handing the keys off in the franchise to a younger player. That was always his goal with Kyrie, with getting AD. And there's probably some frustration there too that, hey, I'm 38 years old and I'm the one that's playing 48 minutes, not the 30-year-old. And, there has been a regression in play in AD's game. So I just think not just in particular with AD, just in general, frustration and fatigue can lead you to, jump the gun sometimes. And I think that's probably what happened. I think he does play again next year. We'll talk a little bit about AD here in a second, but off-season moves, I think definitely you bring back Austin Reeves. He's shown signs of improvement every year that he's played in this league. Very crafty player, fan favorite, great defender, improving ball handler, improving jump shooter. I think he's everything to love, and I don't think you need to be losing any more homegrown players. So let's go ahead and resign him. Now, Rui Hachimura, it gets interesting. Hey, if you can get Kyrie Irving, you got to give him up. But if you are not going to get Kyrie, then it makes more sense to bring him back. Now, I've heard a lot of names floated in free agency as possibilities for the Lakers, big men, guys like Bobby Portis, guys like Naz Reid, guys like Miles Turner on the Pacers. Now, contract wise, how does that work out? I'm not exactly sure, but I think that, hey, if you can get Kyrie Irving, that is the one guy who I would definitely have to consider it. I would not consider giving up Rui for a guy like Fred VanVleet, a smaller point guard, older in age at 29, not really a primary ball handler. I wouldn't go that route. I would definitely go that route for Kyrie, but not for a guy like Fred VanVleet. Now, as far as a trade, they have a lot of players that have options, guys like Mo Bamba, guys like Beasley, who have team options. Um, an interesting trade that I was interested in is packaging those two players to Orlando and bringing in a player like Markel Fultz, bringing in a player like Jonathan Isaac, taking swings on these ultra talented guys, young guys at 25 years old. Markel Fultz would give them obviously a primary ball handler, a guy who was the number one overall pick, who really flashed in limited opportunities in Orlando last year, and a guy like Jonathan Isaac, who's a defensive player of the year candidate when he's healthy. Obviously has had a lot of time away from the game, but I think he has a lot of young talent. I think you need to fuse this team with young talent and take a lot of the load off of LeBron, and a guy like Markel Phelps, I think could definitely do that. And I think he has a lot of upside to grow. So that's a trade that I would consider. They have a lot of options with trades now with these contracts that are team options that they can invoke and help player teams get off money. That's going to be something that's valuable with the new CBA coming down the pipeline. So the Lakers have some options here. The number one thing that they can do for themselves in the offseason, the biggest moves that they can make is AD really staying in the gym. I'll do a more in-depth breakdown on this, but the thing that's really regressed for him more than anything is his jump shot. His jump shot, it was just not a consistent tool. His up and down scoring was all predicated whether he made his jump shot and he made his floaters. So the greatest thing that the Lakers can do is AD refine his jumper and rediscover that jump shot that he had in the bubble. All right, so that's my Lakers breakdown. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment and subscribe. And as always, the game is the game.